Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning in. I'm Steve with DRCA, and today we have the GepRC Mark IV. Let's open her up.
Subscribe. Ding the bell.
So, I got my daughter Lane here. She's helping me out. As you noticed before, I couldn't have dropped that myself. So,
unless maybe there's a rope.
Unless I had a rope and tied to my foot or something.
I don't know.
Anyway, so let's open this box up. First off, we've got the Mark IV wrapped in plastic. We will open that up in a little bit. So other things you get in the box is the instructions for the DJI Air Unit. You get a card with everything GepRC.
Some stickers.
You get some stickers, black and white, whatever you prefer. I mean,
Black
blue and black. I'm colorblind. As we said, you get the 2 sets of props. You get 1, 2 regular straps. You get 2 battery pads. You get a few different sizes of Allen keys, and you get a little wrench for your props, for your prop nut. And obviously, like we said, you get the GepRC
Which is
Mark
wrapped in
IV.
plastic, very strong plastic.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Keeps
yeah.
it dust free, I guess. But all right, let's open this guy up. GepRC Mark IV HD edition with the Air Unit in it. Let's get this guy open.
How do you know it's a guy?
It's a guy. I specifically asked for a male quad. I got a female quad coming next week, and they're going to have babies, and then I don't have to buy any more quads. I just supply me with quads. Wouldn't that be great? So this quad is very nice looking, very smooth. All the edges have been filed down and feels very, very nice. I think the arms are 5 millimeters. The top and bottom plate are 2.5 millimeters. And I believe the protective plates are 2 millimeters. This is a no prop in view, as you can see, which is great. I mean, some people get used to it, but I don't like props in view. The motors are 2306.5, 1850 kV. We've got the F722 flight controller, and all the soldering work is absolutely amazing. Just beautiful soldering work. This also has a Bluetooth module in it to work with SpeedyB, so I can make changes on the fly in the field right off my phone, which is awesome. You've got a capacitor right in line with your power cord. The DJI unit fits in nice. I also like the TPU mounted antennas. Maybe it's not the optimal position for the antennas, but they do feel pretty sturdy, and they're not going to move around or get in your props at all.
And just to point out, it's very heavy.
Is it?
Well, not very, but it's heavy.
It's heavier than my 4-inch quads, right? But it's kind of like my Diatone. I think it's actually a little lighter than my Diatone. Here, hold that. Here's my Diatone. So in comparison, let's put that like that and put this on top. It's got a pretty similar footprint.
Arm thingies.
It is almost spot on. It's got
a little short on this one.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's spot
Or maybe
on.
it's just because of the
It's pretty much the same exact size as the Diatone.
No.
But the Diatone is...
I think this one's lighter.
Really? The Mark IV is at 417. And the diatone is at 433. I thought the diatone was slightly heavier. A couple other cool details. They've got the motor wires protected with rubber and mesh. Very neat looking as well. They've got TPU tips on the arms and little feet made of TPU for protection when you land. And they've also got these protective plates in addition at the ends of the bottom plate. I think that's a really neat little addition, and it just helps keep your model looking good and working good and just protecting it when you come in for a hard landing. Some other notes, the standoffs are really nice looking. I like the color of them. Yeah, let's get some props on this and see how that looks. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
That was nice.
Wow, that was easy. It looks nice. I like these. I like these blades. These are, it says GepRC on them, so I don't know if they make them or if they have another brand make them, but they are 5043s, and they should provide plenty of lift.
And they just go right on there. Don't have to scoot them on.
Yeah, they actually, sometimes when you put these on, the threads stop them from going on, but these actually fit on nice. Perfect. Like a perfect fit. You don't have to try to push them on. Don't forget to throw on your battery pad. So one thing I don't kind of like is where this power cable is here. I could definitely see it falling down into the props. The way they got it actually went around the standoff, one on each side instead of coming both through one side. I mean, I get it, they're trying to pin it to the standoff, but it does hang off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw another zip tie over here to hold it up tight. Now, at least when the battery's in there, the wire should be held up pretty tight and away from the blades. This is Steve back from the future here. You could see after a couple of flights that the capacitor did hit the blade. Where my forefinger is, you could see the damage on the capacitor, and where my thumb is, you can see where it was nicking the blade. So I added a second strap and I ran the power cables through the strap to hold them up and out of the way, and this seems to work. This also has a black box of flash memory on here to record all your flight data, which is awesome, but I'm not going to bore you with any more technical talk. If you want all that information, I'll leave a link below with GepRC's website and where you can buy the Mark IV. But the batteries I'm going to be using today are Race Day Quads 1050 mAh 6S and 1300 mAh 6S in the flights, and we're going to see how it does. Oh, also, if you want to support the fight for the FPV hobby and just the RC flying hobby in general, any kind of drone, plane, or whatever it is, if you want to support it, buy from Race Day Quads, because they are suing the FAA. And I hope they win, because if they don't, it's going to be a hassle just to go and fly a quad. Okay, I'm going to pop this guy in Betaflight. So the first thing you definitely want to do in Betaflight is hit diff all, and then go save to file, and save it somewhere where you can recall it in case you lose all the information on your board and you need to get it back. First thing I did have to do is I had to hit the calibrate accelerometer. When I hooked it up, it wasn't far off, but it was kind of like this a little bit. So got it on a level surface and hit calibrate accelerometer, and we are back to level. It is props in configuration, and it is already set to 180 to arm at 180. S-Bus serial receivers ready to go for the DJI Air Unit. Air mode is permanently enabled, which is great, and everything else looks good so far. The power battery set to 3.3, which is good, and warning is at 3.5. There's no failsafe. Well, there's a failsafe. It drops if you lose signal, but there's no GPS setup. PID tuning looks pretty good. I won't know until I fly it. I may mess with this a little bit. But the tune, just by looking at the numbers, looks okay. I'm no expert by no means, but it looks okay and on par with other quads that I have. Haven't set the receiver up yet. Modes, I gotta set up to my DJI remote. But angle, horizon, beeper, it's all basic. And the OSD, I got to set up to my liking as well. I'm going to get those things set up, and then we're going to take it for a test flight. And now to get it ready to go with the goggles and the DJI remote, you've got to go to the DJI Assistant and register and update your Air Unit. When you're registering your DJI Air Unit with DJI Assistant, sure to have a fan blowing on the Air Unit so it doesn't overheat. And let's do this. Time to bind. The Mark IV weighs 410 grams. I think on their website they said 400 grams, so, but really doesn't make a difference. It's over 250, so it really doesn't make a difference at this point. Right, with the strap, it's 417 grams. With a 1056S, it is 614 grams. And with a 1306S, it is 651 grams. On one of my flights, there was a cat. You see him right there. I turn around this tree and I could swear he was going to pounce on me. I thought this was going to be a disastrous moment, but he doesn't. Thank God. Anyway, back to the beginning of the flight. This quad flies great. The tune is nearly perfect. I'm not the best at tuning quads. I'm new to it, pretty new to tuning quads, so I'm gonna fly it for another 10 batteries or so and see what I feel needs to change, and then kind of tweak it a little bit to get it to fly a little better. It flies pretty good on the stock tune. Straight out of the box, it flies very nice. I feel these 2306.5 1850 kV motors are very good for a 5-inch quad. I think most other 5-inch 6S quads use 1700 kV motors. I guess it's in between 1700 and 1850 kV, but these feel very responsive, very good. Yeah, so well, only time will tell. I'm going to do some more PID tuning and see if I can get it to fly a little bit better. It flies great straight out of the box, but I'm going to see if I can get it to fly better. The props, the 50-43 props seem to be doing a great job. I think they're a good fit for the quad and the motors. Again, only time will tell. Here I'm trying to practice power loops. It's a work in progress. I'm kind of getting it. It's not very smooth. It's a little rough, but everything comes with practice, I think. Yeah, the weight distribution of this quad is pretty good. I feel like I have to have the battery a bit forward because of the air unit on the back. But it is what it is. Once you get it balanced, it flies pretty good. And as far as signal, I'm not going very far, but I have gone behind a few houses and I'm maintaining a pretty good signal. No complaints with that. And my battery strap mod is working well. It's keeping the wires out of the props, especially the capacitor, which is pretty heavy, and it's right on the end next to the XT60 connector, and I think that's why it originally was falling into the props. But once I put that second battery strap on, it held it up and there's no more problems. I have to say, all in all, this quad feels really, really good. Again, I'm a novice to FPV, but based on the other quads I have and from flying line of sight, this quad flies really, really nice. Once I do a little bit more PID tuning, maybe I can get it flying even nicer. Again, I love the Baby Hawk, that one by Emax. That one feels so dialed in, it's unbelievable. But again, I'm new. Maybe someone who's been flying FPV for a while may say it's not really to their liking. But I feel like that one does exactly what I want and when I want it. I think here and there it has a little bit of prop wash, especially when I'm turning tight or I'm dropping. But the GepRC Mark IV feels pretty close to that. So I'm just going to mess with the PIDs a bit, see if I can get it a little better. I think I have at least 20 power loops here, trying to nail it and make it smooth. It's harder than it seems, I think. It's a pretty simple maneuver, but it's harder than it seems to get it perfect.
Subscribe. Ding the bell.
Thanks for tuning in. Today we have... Let's try that again. And today we have the GepRC. Wait, let's try that one more time. Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Today we have... Hey YouTube. Wait a minute, you're not supposed to be seen. Ready? Oh, that's good, that's good. I think it's got... Okay, this is...